K-Zombie.
Hey, this is Matt with Gear Zombie, and I'm Matt or Matthew?
That's fine.
Okay, and I'm with Matt over at Roswell Microphones, and you have a new mic that you released at Summer Namm, is that what you said?
That is correct.
Okay, so he's going to talk to us a little bit about the product line and what's going on and what makes these microphones unique.
Right on. Thanks for coming by, first of all. So Roswell Pro Audio has been around about 4 or 5 years. Before that, you might know my website, recordinghacks.com. My kind of elevator pitch for that is it's Wikipedia for microphones.
Sure.
So my background is hearing everyone else's mics, understanding what makes them sound good, taking them apart, and I did that for about 10 years. And so now I'm making microphones under the Roswell brand. So we have 3 models right now. The first one we came out with is called the Mini K47. It's the one we're best known for because it sounds like a $500 mic. In fact, a lot of guys tell me it sounds better than that, but it sells for $299. So the magic of this mic is in the capsule. It's got a true K47 capsule. That's a German designation. The K47 was developed by a company called Neumann. Everybody knows the name. And it's the capsule that was in the U47 tube mic. So we've made our version of that. It's a solid brass capsule, a true 34 millimeter true condenser capsule, gold diaphragms. And that's what gives this mic its sound. So the customers love this on piano is a killer app, drum overheads, but I also hear from people that it's amazing on everything from mandolin, guitar cab, acoustic guitar. A lot of people call it their secret weapon. Had Sean Ash here, amazing guitar player,
yeah,
young guy.
Phenomenal.
You know him?
Yeah.
His album Flux is awesome. And he says this is his vocal mic. He says, I expected to like the other one better because it was bigger and it looks, whatever.
Yeah.
He says, but on my voice, and that's the thing about vocal mics, you just never know.
Right.
You got to try a couple till you find the one that fits, and when this fits, it's magic.
Yep.
So that's the Mini K47. It comes with this new shock mount. It's nice because the front is cut away, which means you can position it close to your guitar cab without a bunch of metal that stands you off. It's also a screw-in mount, not like a spring fit. Right. So it's not going to fall out.
Sure.
It doesn't have felt pads that that are barely holding on. The other nice thing about this is instead of an elastic cord, like most inexpensive shock mounts use an elastic cord, if you pluck them, it sounds like a bass guitar string, right?
Sure.
So if you've got that on your cab or your voice, and you happen to hit the note that is the resonant frequency of that little piece of elastic cord, guess what? Your capsule is this far away.
Yeah,
that means you're now recording your shock mount.
Right.
That's not the sound you want in your song.
Right.
So we're using like self-damping silicone O-rings, so there's no sound there, no twang or anything. So anyway, that's the shock mount. So this street's for $299.
Yeah, nobody ever said the shock mount was the secret to my tone. Right. It never happened.
Well, if it is the secret, then don't vary that. Don't go away. So last summer we came out with the Colares. This is our big vocal mic. The idea of this is kind of like a FET version of the 251. Now the Elam 251 is a fantastic mic. It's expensive. It's a tube mic. The good vintage ones cost $15,000.
Sure.
I wanted to see how close I could get to that sound in a solid state mic. And so one of the main ingredients of what people consider to be that tube sound is even order harmonics. Another word, harmonic coloration. And so I've built a circuit that manufactures second order harmonics in a solid state circuit. And that gives this mic that vintage sound. It sounds like a vintage tube mic, only without the high cost. There's no tube to go bad. Tubes can get noisy, especially over time, so we don't have any of that problem here. Also, the cost is a lot lower. So this street's for $12.59. Not inexpensive, but for a hand-built mic, built in California, we think it's a good deal. So it comes with this Rycote shock mount, which is a really nice suspension mount. It's got a 3-way high pass, so you can sculpt the low end. So if it's too bassy, you can try one of the 2 high pass modes. It also has a pad, which, as I mentioned to you before, not only drops the level by 10 dB, which gives you more headroom for loud sources, it also cuts your even order harmonics by about 12 decibels, which means you apply 10 dB of makeup gain on your mixer, and it goes from sounding like a vintage tube mic to sounding more like, say, a modern transformerless 414.
Sure.
So it's kind of, and again, not to overstate it, but kind of like a tube sound and a FET sound in one mic.
Right.
So that's the Colares. This came out last summer, and then new at this show this week is the Delphos II. So we had a mic called the Delphos, which has been a favorite of pop vocal producers. Very flat, wideband, frequency response. And pop vocal producers love it because it's not too bright. And they can do all the processing that pop vocalists need, all the EQ, compression, and so on, without the sound falling apart. Whereas a brighter mic would get harsh and break up. So that's why people love the original Delphos. What we've added in the Delphos II is a third polar pattern. So now it's a classic three-way mic, cardioid omni figure 8. Figure 8's great for Blum line stereo, mid-side, or the really fun thing to do is 2 figure 8 mics on a singer guitar player. Right. So one mic on the voice with the figure 8 null pointing at the guitar. Therefore, the vocal mic isn't hearing the guitar, and then vice versa on the guitar. That way, you get your 2 tracks, and you can do your processing separately without a lot of bleed. So that's the Delphos II. Streets for $8.99, ships in March.
Okay.
And that comes with actually that shock mount and a hard case.
Gotcha.
For $8.99.
Awesome.
So that's the current lineup.
Awesome. Where can people find you online?
RoswellProAudio.com is our website, and then we're on Instagram at Roswell Pro Audio. We're on Facebook at Roswell Pro Audio.
Awesome.
And come check us out. We'd love to talk to you about microphones.
Cool. I'll put all those links in the description, so come check out Roswell. This is Matt from NAMM 2019.